What are cells? A cell is the smallest unit of a living object or matter. All living things, including plants and animals, are made up of cells. Cells all have different sizes, shapes, and jobs to do. About 3 billion cells die in your body in a minute. At the same time, the cells have divided to replace the dead cells. But why do they divide? Cells divide to replace the ones that died. Cells divide because they are limited in size and the outside must transfer food and oxygen to the parts inside. When the cells get bigger, the outside can't keep up with the inside because the inside grows at a faster rate than the outside. This relates to the surface area and volume ratio. For example, a cell that is 1 cm cubed in size, the surface area is 6 and the volume is 1 cm cubed. The ratio is therefore 6 to 1. As the cell gets larger, the ratio becomes smaller, so therefore the cell membrane cannot supply the inside with what it needs in order to survive. Therefore, cells must divide.
How do cells divide? The process of mitosis consists of 6 phases. The first phase is interphase. Interphase is when the cell is in resting phase, however it still performs normal cell functions. The cell increases its size, the DNA replicates, and the centrioles divide. The second phase of mitosis is prophase. During prophase, the nuclear membrane and nucleoles begin to break down. The DNA condenses to form chromosomes. The spindle also begins to form. The spindle is made of proteins called microtubules. Then they start to attach to the kinetochores of the chromosomes. The centrioles move to the opposite poles, and spindle fibers form between the two centrioles. After prophase, the third phase, metaphase, occurs. Metaphase is when the tension from the spindle fibers make the chromosomes align in the middle of the cell. Next, the fourth phase is anaphase. Anaphase is when the spindle fibers shorten and the kinetochores separate. The chromatids, which are two identical copies of DNA that make up one chromosome that are connected at their centromeres, are then pulled apart to the opposite poles of the cell. The unattached microtubules become longer and stretch the cell. The next phase is telophase. Telophase is when the daughter chromosomes arrive at the poles and the spindle fibers begin to disappear. The nuclear envelope forms around each group of chromosomes. The chromosomes start to unwind, and at last, this last phase of cytokinesis will begin. Cytokinesis is the last phase of mitosis. It is the process of splitting the daughter cells, where the cell pinches inwards. At the end of this, both cells should have an identical amount of chromosomes, and mitosis is complete.